Hey Alex, I'll try to keep this quick, but I wanted to just show you a little bit of what I'm working on, so that then we can talk about and and then you can decide, what would be most useful for you. So for the budget template, we built a cost group, and then of course that cost group is pulled. The entire cost group is pulled into the budget of any new job. So we have a cost group of an entire kitchen remodel. And then we can go really detailed. Every single cost item has a formula, and someone fills in some measurements on another screen, and then it gets just the budget gets filled in automatically. Or you can go the next level of, not quite as detailed, but an estimate of, say, just by subcategory. So electrical, just we're not putting in uh, individual electrical fixtures and rough electrical just by square foot of the kitchen. Just what's the labor going to be roughly. Next level of broad estimating would be just by full category. So we've got the full category of framing, and let's say that we have a good idea, and say buy a kitchen that's roughly that's this size will cost about this much labor and this much materials, and so we've got formulas for that. So you can go that broad, and or some mix of that. Maybe some categories you want to go more detailed, and some categories you keep it broad, like framing. I don't know. So that's something that we can talk about, and I can make it however you want. And then of course, some things will be common to every single job, and I think you were telling me about that. We'll just leave it in. We'll leave it in the cost group, and it'll go in automatically in every group. Let's say we need dust mitigation. I don't know if this is true, but let's say we need dust mitigation in every job. Uh, and let's say we need asbestos testing in every job. So we just put that in the cost group, and just leave it there, and it's brought into every job automatically. Okay, then when we bring the cost group into a job, uh, now anyone can just click on parameters. So instead of opening up each of these subgroups, they'll just go into parameters, go right down the list, make measurements, ask questions of the homeowner, that maybe even over the phone, and all of this just gets pulled right into the budget, and you've got a budget, at least an estimate built, and maybe even a almost proposal ready, depending on how much detail you want. So the way those get pulled in, let me put in a few numbers. So let's say we've got 4 drains to be removed, or drains and lines. Let's say in the kitchen we've got 35 linear feet of cabinets, cabinet and countertop to be removed, and let's say the kitchen is 250 square feet. So I'll just fill in a few of those. Save those, and then this stuff gets filled in automatically. So the kitchen lines and drains, that's not even a formula. I just have it pulled in directly, and the reason I did that is, again, so that someone doesn't have to come in here to enter it. It's just all in that other window in the parameters, and then it just gets brought into the budget automatically. Demo of kitchen cabinetry. Okay, there were 35 linear feet, and then I had estimated this labor production rate to be such that someone can demo 10 linear feet of cabinets per hour. All right, and so we set that for at the cost item level, and that could be set either hard typed in, or I can set it at the cost item level. And so let's say that you estimate that people can demo 10 linear feet per hour. That's the linear production rate, and so that's what I set. And then we can change that at the cost item, and that would be pulled into every job. All right, so you don't have to change that every job. That's just a static, or a constant there, and then it works with every formula for that item, and then of course it's different for every cost item. Like I said, next level of broad estimating would be by just the subcategory, the entire subcategory. So not each line. I don't have anything filled in for the I don't have it broken down by fixtures and rough electrical, just demo electrical. So you know that by a certain square foot of kitchen, it takes about you can demo about 30 square feet per hour. So I just hard type that in this one instead of using the variable labor production rate, and we can do it either way. So that would be 8 hours, 8 labor hours for a demo of a kitchen. That number, by the way, can be rounded. I can round that up or down, whatever we want. I can do that right in the formula, so it automatically rounds it. Okay, the next level of broad estimating would be by category, the entire category. So let's say you just want just a rough estimate. So just type in the square foot of the kitchen that's in the parameters, right? Again, in this list, we just typed in 250 square feet. All right, 250 square feet, and let's say you know that you can frame about 20 square feet per hour. I know you're not framing square feet, just framing walls, but you get the idea. So that size kitchen would take about 12.5 hours of labor and about $250 in materials. I don't know if that's true. Of course, we would change that whatever number you think is appropriate. Kitchen square feet multiplied by number of dollars. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk to you later.